Brian here with you. Welcome to the shop. Let's now examine this beautiful 4-volume set of books called Bryant's Popular History of the United States. We see, like so, those 4 spines are in remarkable condition. The set is just exceptionally well preserved. It's very clean overall. The gilt remains bright. The bindings are sound and tight as issued. There is a profusion of illustrations throughout. If we look here at the title page, it tells us that, right here, that it is a history of the United States from the discovery down until the end of the first century of the Union. So it is in 4 volumes by Bryant. By Scribner's, it's published, and the publication date is 1876, like so. And we'll see all throughout the text are small in-text line drawings and illustrations, and then interspersed are quite a few full-page steel engraved plates, like so, with tissue guards. And what I'll do now is briefly flip through the set to give you some idea of how it looks inside, so you can decide if this appeals to you. It really is a very pleasing set on the shelf, as well as internally. These types of profusely illustrated 19th century monumental histories are always a pleasure to look at today for a number of reasons: the binding style, the illustration style, the steel engravings, but also the contents really do capture the type of thinking at this time about American history and how it's characterized. The steel engravings like this tend to be depicting historical events in the country, and there are also numerous, quite a number of full-page illustrations, like so, with blank versos, and those are also depicting historical events of many kinds. There's the death of Philip, so-called King Philip, and here we have, other events. And here is a steel engraving, Friends in the Thames, like so. And let's just go now to the 3rd volume. It's not typical for books of the 19th century, large monumental ones like this. That's a beautiful steel engraving right there of George Washington. To survive, this actually is it'll come right there where it is, yeah. In this kind of condition, there is at the front of each volume as well a list of the illustrations. I didn't show it in the first 2, but it's there, as well as the artist, the engraver and the artist. And so there are the illustrations in the text, the full page, and the steel engravings. Look at them all. There's hundreds of illustrations here throughout, and there's even some full-page maps and facsimiles. And you see, like so, there's a portrait of Thomas Jefferson done almost in miniature, high quality, well inked, well printed. All of the steel engravings are on heavy paper, and they all have their original tissue guards. Yeah. Just a very nice set overall. And here's the last volume. They're very heavy as well. The set is probably going to be 25 pounds in a box, I should think. There's Abraham Lincoln. That's a very nice engraved portrait there. It's funny because by the time they got to volume 4, they're now up to 1881. So it took a number of years for this set to be published. And there we go. There is Perry at the Battle of Lake Erie. Yeah, we get into sort of 19th century here. Indian hostilities, the weakness of Congress, and so on. And there's a little map of the peninsula of Virginia. And here we even get into the Civil War, Ulysses S. Grant. And here are some other steel engravings right in here. Oh, no, that's actually a full-page plate. This one here is a full-page plate. And so there's an extensive index as well. And so now you have seen an overview of the contents. And this wonderful 4-volume set is available now.